As we're on our way to go have some dinner. Gabe just got off of work. So I'm just going to catch y'all up a little bit once I get in the car. Finally in the car. So basically this morning, I was going to try and record me taking my pregnancy test and then me surprising Gabe. But I got off work this morning and I got home a little after 8 and Gabe had to be at work at 9. So everything was a little rushed because I was like, I want him to know before he goes to work if it's positive or not, because if it is, I would like to go to the doctor soon. So I will insert in this clip a picture of what the test looked like. Very, very faint positive on the first response, early response test. And I sent the photos to my RE and they have me coming in tomorrow morning to do blood work to see where my numbers are and just to confirm pregnancy. So we're just gonna head and get some, where we're going, Pizza Shack?
Yeah.
Some place called Pizza Shack to eat dinner. So Gabe, how do you feel, or how did you feel? Like, what are the thoughts running through your head? And I'll tell y'all how I feel because I'm pretty sure my thoughts are completely different from his. Or maybe not completely different, but you know. Well, my thoughts on it, since he don't really want to say right now. I'm very happy. I was very excited. But then it was like, it kind of sank in, like, not sank in, but
sunk.
It didn't do that yet. Like, I'm cautiously optimistic. I think that's a good word for it. Like, obviously I see the positive, and obviously my doctor's seen it because she told me to come in. But it's like, are we sure? Are we sure? Like, it's almost been 2 years of trying. Like, are we officially there yet? And it's like, I won't officially accept it. Like, I accept it, like, I'm happy. I mean, obviously, I'm very happy. But I won't be like, oh, it's official until I get, like, my blood work back from, like, the doctor. Just to be sure. Like, now, what are your thoughts?
I'm not going to discuss my thoughts with them.
That ain't cool.
I'm supposed to discuss my thoughts.
Yes, what are your thoughts?
Excited.
You're excited?
Yeah.
Are you cautiously optimistic like me? Like, I'm very, I'm an anxious person about everything that's very serious. So I kind of like get anxious and be like, oh, but what if this and what if that and oh, and I kind of like guard myself in a sense until like I am 1000% sure, even though like I had a feeling before we even had like the positive test this morning. Like, I had a gut feeling that it was positive, but then it was like at the same time I was like, oh, but what if it's not? But it is now. I mean, you can see it, but still. Anyway, anywho, Gabe is just excited and doesn't want to talk to y'all. That's just how I feel. And I guess it's because, you know, you've been battling with PCOS and infertility for like, what, 2 years? Almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. So it's like, and I've never seen a positive pregnancy test that was outside of my trigger, which I definitely tested out. But if you don't know what a trigger shot is, it's a shot that you give yourself before you do your IUI, and it basically stimulates ovulation, but it's the pregnancy hormone, and everybody's body is completely different. So one person it only takes 7 days for the test to get out of your system, and some people it takes 10 to 14 days. It just depends on your body. For me, I tested it out. I tested it out the second time I did it, I believe. Well, the first time. This is our third IUI, but definitely with a different RE, and she's like 10 times better to me than my first RE, who did the first 2 IUIs. Just because she really looked at me and all of my symptoms in my situation, and she tried to fix everything everything, weight loss. She changed my medication, my metformin, and increased it to the point where the last time I was at the doctor, I had no cysts on my ovaries. She checked my blood levels to see if I had insulin resistance, which I did. And she just did all types of stuff like saline sonograms to make sure my tubes were open. She did biopsies to make sure everything in the inside was good, to see if I had what is it called?
What's mean, scarring?
Well, she checked for scarring. She checked for the environment in the inside, because that's very important for baby to stick.
Your pH level?
No, it wasn't my pH level. She was checking for like bacteria, like to make sure that everything was fine. Endometriitis or endometriosis, that's what she was checking for. She checked for that. She just did a lot of things, and I just felt more comfortable with her than I had with my previous doctor, which I find is very important when you're going through infertility treatments. And just the ability, like their 24-hour access, when you can just write them a message if you have questions or concerns. And she like literally listens and takes the time to like spend with you and make sure everything's okay, which I really appreciated with her. How did you feel about her? I mean, I'm not bashing my other doctor. He's clearly good for some people, but he just was not a fit for me and my needs. What were your thoughts on our new, or like the process, I guess?
I feel like she was a little bit more detailed. She was detailed, more detail oriented to the needs of her patients.
I agree. I totally agree. All right, well, we're about to pull up, and I guess I'll take y'all in so y'all can see what we have for today. And then when I get home, I gotta do some schoolwork, but we'll probably finish up this question, because I'm pretty like this vlog, because I'm pretty sure like there's some other things that I need to discuss as far as just the whole journey. And that's basically my thoughts on like the positive this morning, like the positive pregnancy test. I haven't taken any more because I'm just like, I'm going to the doctor in the morning at 8:30 a.m. Might as well wait on that instead of taking another pregnancy test same day. So that'll be at 8:30, and I'll definitely take y'all with me in the morning to do that. But it's just going to be like a blood draw. But I'll definitely try like to pick up my camera when they call, just so you all can see my reaction. And I'll probably mute what they say, just because, you know. Oh, no, they don't even call. They usually just put it on my patient portal. So I'll let y'all know once that happens, because then we'll definitely talk about how I'm feeling once the doctor gets back with my numbers. Pizza set. Never been here, better be good. Appetizer is some mozzarella. Intended to show y'all what we ate, but by the time dinner came, we devoured it. We didn't even have time to pull out the camera. It was pretty decent. Oh, and B tried to attack me outside, so we had to go inside to finish eating, because the bee literally would not leave us alone. And I was not trying to figure out if I was going to have an allergic reaction to a bee sting today. Yep.
I don't think I gotta go back.
Oh, it was all right.
It ain't no dire need. I ain't gotta go back.
How was the pizza? I didn't even eat my pizza. I had to take my pizza home.
It was cool.
I had a salad, y'all. So I had a salad, a pizza that I haven't eaten yet, and mozzarella sticks, and I had some of his wings. How would you rate the wings? I gave it a 6 out of 10.
We both said the same thing.
Felt the same way about it. It's not the best wings I've ever had, but it's not the worst. Okay, so we're on the way home, and I guess I'll check in with y'all tomorrow morning on the way to the doctor's office. That's my food in the back. But on the way to the doctor's office to do my blood work, I'm still very, you know, anxious and cautious, and a million things are running through my mind. And yeah, we'll catch up tomorrow and see, you know, final results. Hey, you guys, excuse the rough look today. I have on absolutely not a stitch of makeup, and I have a slight headache. But yesterday I realized that I did not finish my statement on why I believe that test was positive. Is because this is my third IUI, and usually I test out my trigger, and every time on day 12 DPO, my tests were stark white. There was never anything on my test by 12 DPO. And I did test out the trigger. I did, and they were stark white. Nothing was on them. And then I took the test yesterday morning, and I had a very faint positive. So after that, I immediately messaged after I told Gabe, then I immediately messaged my reproductive endocrinologist, or my RE, and sent her photos. And they told me to come in either today or Tuesday for lab work. I'm going to be working for the next 3 nights at the hospital. So I decided to come in today because it's easier for me if I just had a good night's rest to go in this morning and then go home, take another nap, and prepare for my night shift. So I decided to go ahead and go today. I don't know how long it takes to actually, you know, get the results back. But hopefully we find out soon, and hopefully the at-home test was accurate. I've heard, you know, I'm not even gonna put that in the air. Not even gonna put that in the air. We're gonna be positive. I prayed about it. I prayed on it last night. I prayed on it this morning. I'm continuously in prayer about it. I'm really just praying that we are finally pregnant and baby does well and sticks and grows to be healthy, and we don't have to do any more treatments unless we want a second child. So hopefully we find out soon. Hopefully it doesn't take long for them to do the lab work and either call or put the message on my portal, so then I can let you all know. And I'll more than likely look a lot better than this come a little later on today. It's just my head is pounding and I'm starving, and I'm trying to get there, do the lab work, and head back home. This is a new camera, so I'm trying to figure out everything. You're on my little tripod in my car, and hopefully this video turns out good. So far the footage looks nice. I'm enjoying my new camera. Hopefully y'all enjoy it too on YouTube. And I'll see y'all in a little bit once I get to the doctor's office. Not sure if they will let me record or not, but I'm going to try to record. But the only thing I'm doing is a lab draw. So I'm probably going to be in and out within like 2 minutes. Like, go in, draw the blood, and head back out. But if they tell me, I guess we'll see. We'll see. I'll let you all know soon. So I just got here, guys. I'm about to go ahead and head in. Place on my mask and get prepared to get my blood drawn. I'll see if they let me record, but I highly doubt it, especially since it's going to be just so quick. And I guess I'll let y'all know how I feel once I get back in the car. I've been in my head the whole drive, just, you know, being me, anxious and worrying. But at this point, there's nothing we can do. It's just for us to find out. So let's find out together. I'm in the truth. I look crazy. I just checked my emails. I was knocked out. And it's 12:20, so almost like 4 hours later. Let's see what they say. Looks like we're not pregnant, guys. All right, guys. Sorry, that was such like a sudden like stopping everything. I stopped recording and I just laid down. Oh my god, that pimple is driving me insane and it's so ugly. But really there was really nothing. I just laid back down and went back to sleep and messaged my, well, I laid back down and then I messaged my RE, just asking, okay, so now that it's negative, what are the next steps? Like, what's next? And she's basically suggesting another round of IUI with and adjusting my injectables last time my injectables, I only produced one egg. So she wants to try to increase like the egg count or something. So I guess we'll see. We're just really just weighing our options since this will be like the fourth IUI. And so far I've only had failed attempts. I felt disappointed, but after trying for almost 2 years, it's kind of like you expect the disappointment. You don't really expect, you know, to get the positive. And I feel like once I do get the positive, honestly, I won't even believe it. Like, you would have to jump through hoops for me to believe it, because at this point, I'm just so used to the negatives, pregnancy tests, to the, oh, we're going to try this next month. Oh, we're going to do this and that. You know, we're going to try this. We're going to change this medication. We're going to do this diagnostic thing. And it's just, you get to the point where you're just so tired. I told myself I was not going to cry about this because I've cried every month and I do not want to cry anymore. But you get so tired of just constantly going through this. And nobody really understands. You know, there's really nobody to talk to about it. It's not really like a spoken thing. People just, sometimes you're not ready to talk about it. Sometimes, and you don't want people to just come up to you and discuss it. Like, no, do not come up to me and ask me, how's my fertility treatments going? I don't want to talk about it. If I want to talk about it, I promise you I'll talk about it. And sometimes it's really lonely. Sometimes you get your hopes up, even though mentally you tell yourself, don't. It is what it is at this point. But next go round, I will not test. And I will for sure not use first response, early response, because that was like the most cruel thing that they could have done. Like, I don't know if you can see it on here. That was the positive that I got. And it's clearly, let's see. There. You see it? It's clearly a second line. Clearly that's a positive. I went and did a beta, and my beta was negative, like non-pregnant. So at this point, I don't even know, next round, what pregnancy tests to try, because they clearly give false positives. And for a person who's been doing this for so long, you find that to be like cruel and unusual punishment. Like, so next time, do I just go and wait until after my period? But you're on progesterone, so usually progesterone stops your periods. For me, they have. So how do I even test at this point? Like, what test can I trust when it comes time for me to actually test and tell my doctor? Because I tried that this time with this, and it clearly was another disappointment. So I don't know. Just got to keep praying on it, keeping my faith, and putting it in God's hands, because there's nothing I can do. We've done everything humanly possible that we possibly can at this point without doing IVF, which is like a last resort. Because as expensive as I don't know what, our insurance does not cover IVF, and it's not a guarantee. It's not like, oh, if you pay this, we guarantee you're going to get pregnant the first try. There's nothing else. People have had failed IVF attempts and had to do multiple IVF transfers. And that's like $14,000 to $20,000 each time. No. That is a literal last resort. So maybe we'll try this one last round of IUI and pray that it works, and that's all we have to do. Pray that we didn't have to do it this time. Pray that this would have been the last time, but clearly it was not. So guess I'll take you all on a journey for the next one. I already have my pills for once my period starts, to start my letrozole. And I guess I'll just record that once I, start my cycle, go for my baseline ultrasound, and start this cycle all over again. I'm about to prepare for work, so I'll see you all in a couple days.